Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm really glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. It's going to be Thanksgiving tomorrow in the United States of America, and it's a holiday that involves gathering and, in many cases, feasting or early feasting, football, whatever. Here at my little place, I'll be hosting my daughter and grandson, and we're going to be making a gingerbread house. So don't look for me to have anything up tomorrow unless it's a quick hello. And on Friday, with his preschool closed, I'm going to be focusing on my grandson. This is my way of letting you know that after this video tonight, it may be a couple days before you see me. Don't worry. It's because I finally don't live 4,000 miles away and I'm able to share some holiday time with my family. Well, looking at the news today, I see that there is some interesting information out there that I think I'd like to ask the tarot cards about that involves the safety of our skies and air marshals. Let me go to a share screen and show you a couple of items that brought this topic to my mind, and let's find out what the universe wants us to know, because I'm thinking there's more to the story, or we're not being told the whole story, or someone's playing out an agenda. Let's see what's going on, because the universe will probably give us some clarity. Now, I didn't do a compilation today. I am going to show you that if you look on the site X, formerly Twitter, you'll find a number of people that have this article. It's an interview that with an air marshal director, and she mentions in her interview with Fox News that there's very few air marshals fly in the skies. If they are, they've been reassigned to the border for the most part, I guess, to hand out water and fake IDs. And that's just Laura's snark there. Sorry about that. So here, Air Marshal National Council Director stuns Fox News host when she reveals marshals are quietly following every person who flew to DC around January 6, 2021. I think it's actually 2020 for the J6 date. Okay, no, maybe 2021. I'm sorry. So the Fox News host is stunned here. It's, or supposed to be. And Sonia Labosco is the director of Air Marshals National Councils, was talking about this. You can go to Gateway Pundit. I'll have this link and that particular link from Twitter in my video description box. Anyway, she says that the Operation Quiet Skies is in effect, that there are very few air marshals actually in the skies unless they are quietly tailing people that were not even necessarily in the Capitol, but flew on January 6th, the J6 day of infamy. They're still following them 3 years later, whether they were there or not, whether they have any kind of criminal record or seem to be up to any shenanigans. They are, so they've, from the sound of it, the weaponization of our own government against patriots continues. Sad to say. But I wondered what's behind this. You see, with the Thanksgiving holiday coming, there's going to be easily millions of people traveling this coming weekend. Why would they announce that there is a scarcity, if not an actual total absence, of air marshals in our skies, which relegates our safety to the TSA and then our own heads on a swivel and watching for things? Are they wanting people to have their head on a swivel? Are they wanting us to worry and farm some loosh from the anxiety of potentially increased danger with flying? Is this even true? Let's start there with the question. I'm going to ask the universe, is what was said in that interview about air marshals being noticeably absent on domestic flights, is this accurate information? And is there other insights and information the universe wants us to have, especially about rationale? Who's going to benefit from this story getting out there? Let's find out. I'll switch the camera. You can watch me deal the cards and we will find out together. 1 second. Okay. What was shared in that interview on Fox News? Was it accurate? Plus other insights and information. especially about the rationale for making this kind of a public announcement. Are they just inviting terrorists to give it a go? Are they wanting to make people scared to travel? Who or what is behind all that? Let's find out. Well, since those were fumbled, I'm going to do a little more shuffling. Hopefully I got them back in right side up. Do you notice the type of tarot reading I do? We keep the cards right side up. That's how they were originally designed, and that's how we did it. Okay. Our first card is the Eight of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Cups, multiple eights already. We have the Two of Wands, Six of Wands, the Sun, Ten of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Very interesting. Okay, I'm not getting anything so far that story is actually accurate, that the Air Marshal Service has been rerouted to the border, although I'm sure in at least to some degree that's true. But look here, we've got some really fabulous cards going on for the near future. And it may simply be because we're coming up on a time when our world's going to make those fabulous changes, and we'll be celebrating. So let's look what we got. We had the eight showing for the situation and the clarifier about it. When you have multiple eights showing up in a tarot read, often it can speak to drive and determination. Sometimes people see the eights in the numerical sense and see it more like an infinity symbol. But if we look at what these cards usually stand for and know that they're working together, this card is often talking about some blind trust. So, and then this card talks about contemplation and maybe a turning point. So we may have reached a turning point where the air marshal situation needed to be made known to us, and to let people have that jolt if they needed it, that priorities are skewed. And if they have been supporting government positions up to this point, maybe this will be what will give them that jolt and make them turn away from the narrative. The recent past, we have the Two of Wands showing up, indicating again, now look, he is holding that aloft. So again, I'm seeing lots of things that are being held aloft in the cards here. So yeah, we are getting some information about the skies, but again, no overall yes that was actually totally accurate. What was said in that interview, there was definitely a purpose for it. Part of it was because they wanted people to look at this situation with the air marshals in a new way, and maybe get people to start saying more vocally, prioritize the needs of our citizens. The whatever their objective has been, and I think there was a couple with that, they're feeling really good about the fact that that announcement went out, that information is out there to some extent so that people can make informed decisions, and yes, have that head on a swivel. Be looking at who on your plane looks like they could help if there was an emergency. Okay, don't just expect somebody in a baseball cap, on an aisle seat 4 rows up to jump up and all of a sudden be officious and official. Let's look at the near future though. The near future says the Sun. That is a card of hope, optimism, joy. We've got the 10 of Cups next to it, celebration, multi-generations. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. So all of our near future cards are saying, wow, guys, we're getting really close to a time of celebration and things visibly changing. So we may be just days out from some big changes happening. If we are, the changes that come, even if though they may be surprising, are going to be excellent and ones we can celebrate. In the meantime, again, no hard yeses on asking about, was that reporting accurate? Even though that lady had an official title, was what she was saying accurate? I'm not getting a hard yes on that, but I imagine there is some truth there. I'm not getting anything that wasn't. Then they're glad she spoke up. Let's get two more cards. Got the Temperance and then the Five of Pentacles. This tells me that some people are going to be modifying some of their travel plans based on this information and may choose to travel in other ways to get to their destination. And whatever you choose to do for the safety and well-being of your family, that's your choice. That's your free will. You've got that information at your fingertips that, yes, it sounds like there is less security on airplanes. This may be a lucrative call to people that want to try to get away with some shenanigans on planes. And it's good that information got out there. So let's recap. There was a report today that there are fewer, in fact, almost none, of our Air Marshal Service flying domestic flights for the purpose of safety of passengers. And the reason for that, we were told, was because they've been redirected to the border. And they're also still following J6 folks, not just J6, because it was just people that flew near the Capitol on January 6th. So if someone came in for a funeral or a job interview, 3 years later, they're still being followed. What a misallocation of resources. Well, we asked if this was true, and I am pleased to report that we did not get a hard yes on that, but we did get some information. The situation had a couple of aides show up, okay? Just so that people aren't having a blind eye to the situation, and turning point that they maybe wanted to turn this policy around. The one way to do it was make people aware that there had been a diversion of air marshal personnel. So that's a possibility. Now, that announcement is actually seen by those that did it and the universe as a favorable development. And they've been looking at things in a new way, trying to find out some ways to, I think, get some information to people. And maybe, again, continuing that process, that if you're still supporting 46 and the choices this administration makes, maybe this is one, knowing that your personal safety is less, even if you're not being asked to house illegal immigrants in your neighborhood. It may be something to give some people something to think about. Now, looking ahead, we had our major card was the Sun, and this usually shows up for me. It's a joyful card. There's nothing negative about it, but often I think with the sky events coming, I think it's kind of interesting that this shows up again. The Sun card shows up when sky event is being referred to in some way. Now, we're reassured that if that sky event does happen, and that's why the universe isn't too concerned about the air marshals and didn't advise us to be too overly concerned about it, we're going to be celebrating whatever event is in the offing. And the Wheel of Fortune showed up too. Wheel of Fortune, again, in our complicated world, is taking us from dark to light. So anytime it shows up, this is a good development. It may not always indicate that in a personal read, but when it's a world events one with things going on in our world right now, for now in the foreseeable future, it is always a good thing, because it means that we're slowly again going from dark to light and getting our sovereignty and freedom back. Now, some of our additional insights cards were just on the basis of this information that has gone out there. Some people may be modifying their travel plans, and that's fine. We're a free will universe. You can do that, and more power to you. Okay, you can be too fearful, but you can't usually be too careful. Okay, and if your intuitive nudges are telling you, hey, let's change those plane tickets, let's change our plans, let's drive instead, let's not go. Listen to those, okay? Trust your intuition and your discernment. And as you travel, Again, have them a swivel, be watching to see if there's anything you should be concerned about. Don't wait for someone to take care of you. Take care of yourself and those you love, and then those around you. It's always good advice. Okay, well, that's it for this video. So this air marshal story has some validity to it, but I didn't get a huge, yes, it's true, and we should all be concerned. We did hear that some people will be concerned and change their travel plans based on this information, and that is always within their right to do. Okay. In the meantime, and until next time, if you're in the United States, I say happy Thanksgiving. And for those of you that aren't, I will, as always, and even for the Thanksgiving folks, say, I wish you love and light and all things bright. Bye.